been watching some of the debates, and I notice that racism is still pretty much alive in the Republican Party. I'd like to read a poem on my first introduction to racism as an 18-year-old on a troop train.
Closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. Can you hear it now? Heading for Texas. On my way to becoming a man. On my way to Lackland Air Force Base, the train stopped to take on passengers, giving me the chance to get off, stretch my legs, and relieve myself. On returning from the men's room, an elderly black man approached me, wanting to know where the restroom was. And when I pointed in the direction of where I had just come from, he shuffled his feet nervously and said, "No, the colored room." And being naive and from the north, I had no idea what he was talking about, when suddenly a woman came running out from behind a concession stand, her face red with anger, yelling for the old man to leave me alone, as I tried in vain to calm her down, telling her it was all right, he was only looking for the men's room. "That boy knows where the colored room is," she said, shooing the old man away as I boarded the train, turning to see him bent over a colored-only water fountain. As the train picked up steam, sparks flying from the tracks, taking me on my way to becoming a man, where I would have my serial number branded into my head and made to wear a dog tag around my neck to remind me I was the property of Uncle Sam. And this next is This next was written in the Vietnam era after I saw an image of a young naked girl running down the road to her village, Napalm, and that face still sticks with me today. End of innocence. I lost whatever innocence I had back in '68. Robert Kennedy assassinated. My lie a month later, the Chicago 7 stormtroopers wielding clubs like cavemen of old. Richard Nixon signaling the beginning of the end. Those eyes, those white eyes digging holes in my heart. Napalm fire kissing that child's innocent body. Black smoke stuck to her skin as television pundits played their spin. This war that we could never win. I am from San Francisco, so I'd like to read San Francisco Streets, which was published in the San Francisco Chronicle and later in a City Lights anthology. I have walked these streets like a crime photographer walks his beat, my eyes taking in her every movement. She is older now, more wrinkled and crabby, much like me. But the two of us get along like business partners looking after each other's interest. Market Street, once a fashionable socialite, now a gaudy whore. Mission Street, once the home of the Irish, now glossed over, tough-looking youths with dagger stares. You have to learn to give and take. You have to learn to adjust. The city is like a cup of strong coffee. Stir her enough and the flavor floats to the top. I have walked these streets all my life in good condition and broken down physique, knowing there is no city like her in the world. She is like a pair of empty shoes sitting under the bed with no feet big enough to fill them. She is like a squirrel running between the live wires of a utility pole. She is like the last bullet in the executioner's gun. She is like Billie Holiday drenched in sweat, all forgiving in her insatiable lust for life. I'd like to read a few closing. Thank you. These closing poems are from San Francisco Streets, or actually San Francisco Poems, a new book of mine coming out. The Girls of the Tenderloin. The girls of the Tenderloin wear tank tops and short tight skirts with white shoes contrasting their black skin, or black shorts showing off their white skin. The girls of the Tenderloin strut their stuff from 9 to 3 in the morning, later if the traffic allows. The girls of the Tenderloin stand out like a dragon in a Chinese New Year parade, talking heavy, thick slang. Their "hey baby, you want a date" cuts through the air like a machete, looking for a snake in knee-high grass. The girls of the Tenderloin talk their stuff, not afraid of the lawman's bluff. The girls of the Tenderloin stop traffic with their looks, their hard brown eyes, thirsty as a matador, looking for a kill. This is for a homeless Vietnam vet I had occasion to talk to. He keeps a photograph tucked inside his meager belongings, 3 soldiers smiling, smoking cigarettes. A Viet Cong in black pajamas hangs upside down from a pole, gutted like a fish. Flesh nailed to Jesus-like cross needs no caption. Guilt shadows him in doorways and under freeways where he makes his home. Incoming artillery tears at his nerves, pieces of flesh stuck to bamboo, like a piece of meat thrust in a tiger's cage. Vietnamese peasants suspected Cong haunt his dreams like a faceless Santa Claus, leaving behind a bag of body parts under a scorched Christmas tree.